The night before Portugal played their opening match at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, Lionel Messi scored a hat-trick. Lionel Messi scored 3 goals against Algeria at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City on June 16, 2026. His first ever World Cup hat-trick at 38 years old on his 200th appearance for Argentina. He equaled Miroslav Klose's all-time World Cup goals record of 16. He broke down in tears after the first goal. He received a standing ovation when he was substituted with 14 minutes remaining.
Of having to be the creative source or having to make decisions under pressure. No. You do the work, regain possession of the ball, then you give that ball to Lionel Messi and tell him, you do you, find us a solution. And more times than not, he finds that solution. But in terms of the admiration and adulation, it's not just the Argentina players. We saw post-match, I'm looking at the Austrian players. They just lost a World Cup match against Argentina 2-0. They've given up a late goal. Yeah, all right. What is their first...
And the football world spent the next 24 hours talking about nothing else. Then Cristiano Ronaldo walked out at NRG Stadium in Houston on June 17th for Portugal's first match of the 2026 World Cup. And the football world started talking about something else entirely. Cristiano Ronaldo is 41 years old. He is the most capped outfield player in men's football history with 229 international appearances for Portugal. He has scored 134 goals for his country, a record that will likely never be broken. He arrived at the 2026 World Cup in the United States, Canada and Mexico having scored 30 goals in 37 games for his club Al Nassr in the Saudi Pro League the previous season. Numbers that would make any footballer in the world proud, regardless of the opposition quality. None of that mattered at NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas on June 17th, 2026, when Portugal faced DR Congo in their opening Group K match of the 2026 World Cup. Cristiano Ronaldo had 25 touches in that match at NRG Stadium in Houston, the fewest of any Portugal starter in the entire 90 minutes. Portugal's substitute Rafael Leo, who came on in the 72nd minute, had 14 touches in 18 minutes of football. Cristiano Ronaldo had 25 touches across a full 90 minutes of World Cup football. Of his 22 attempted passes at NRG Stadium in Houston, 17 went backwards. He had 3 shots. All 3 were off target. He missed 2 close-range opportunities that, at the peak of his powers, he would have converted in his sleep. He played the full 90 minutes despite this performance. He was never substituted. Portugal drew 1-1 with DR Congo at NRG Stadium in Houston. It was the 4th time in 5 World Cups that Portugal had failed to win their opening match. DR Congo's Yohan Wissa equalized from a corner kick late in the first half. After that goal, Portugal managed only 6 shot attempts for the remaining 50 minutes of the match. The team that many analysts had ranked among the tournament's top 5 candidates to win the World Cup stumbled to a draw against a side ranked 29th in the world. And Cristiano Ronaldo had 25 touches. The silence that followed that performance at NRG Stadium in Houston was not the silence of a football world waiting to see what would happen next. It was the silence of a football world that already knew exactly what was happening, and had been watching it happen for 4 years, but did not quite want to say it out loud.
Understand how to play to his strengths. Like, he isn't the most dynamic. He isn't going to run your channels anymore. He isn't going to press with the same level of... To be honest, he was never really a presser full stop, if we're being honest. But at the same time...
He was a dribbler. He was a player that would stretch the back lines.
What we know now is I can trust him in between the sticks. When I say that, I'm talking about anything around the 18-yard box. I need to be able to find places where I can put him in positions to be successful. So, yeah, we can bring up as many stats as you want. The shortcomings...
So let's say out loud what happened to Cristiano Ronaldo at NRG Stadium in Houston. Cristiano Ronaldo has not scored from open play at a major international tournament since June 2021. His last goal at a major tournament was a penalty. In Portugal's opening group match against Ghana at the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar, converted in the 65th minute of a 3-2 victory. Since that penalty in Qatar on November 24th, 2022, Cristiano Ronaldo has played 10 consecutive matches at major tournaments without scoring. Not from a penalty, not from open play, nothing. 10 games. Across the 2022 World Cup, UEFA Euro 2024, and now the 2026 World Cup. In those same 10 major tournament matches, Lionel Messi has scored 9 goals. That number, 9 versus 0, is the statistic that defines what is happening to Cristiano Ronaldo at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Not one poor game. Not one off night. A pattern across 4 years of major tournament football that has produced a conclusion too clear to avoid any longer. Portugal head coach Roberto Martinez chose to avoid it anyway. Roberto Martinez, speaking to reporters after the 1-1 draw with DR Congo at NRG Stadium in Houston, was asked directly why he had not substituted Cristiano Ronaldo despite the Portugal captain's ineffectual performance. The coach's answer was carefully constructed. It makes no sense to get the best goal scorer in world football out in a game that you need goals, Martinez said. For us in moments like this, the experience of Cristiano in the box is important. The way that he attracts defenders is important. The way we can use the space is important. Martinez also pointed the blame gently but clearly at the rest of the team. The lead attacker needs to be close to the 6-yard box and we need to get the ball to him, he said. The response to Martinez's defense of Cristiano Ronaldo was immediate and came from an unexpected direction. Kevin Prince Boateng, the former Ghana and Germany midfielder, who is now one of Australia's most prominent football commentators, did not hold back on SBS Sport after watching Portugal's performance at NRG Stadium in Houston. "Can I be honest?" Boateng said. "Ronaldo, if he would be a real team player, would step down and let the young players flow. Because Portugal is a better side without him. If Portugal wants to have a chance to go far, I believe Ronaldo should step down, let the others play and come in for the last 15 to 20 minutes. Kevin Prince Boateng said what many of Portugal's fans have been thinking, and some saying. Since the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, when Portugal coach Fernando Santos eventually did exactly what Boateng suggested. Fernando Santos dropped Cristiano Ronaldo to the bench for the knockout matches against Switzerland and Morocco. Portugal beat Switzerland 6-1 without Ronaldo starting. They lost to Morocco 1-0 in the quarterfinals. Ronaldo came on as a substitute in both matches and did not score in either. The 2022 World Cup in Qatar was supposed to settle this question permanently. Before the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, the debate about Cristiano Ronaldo's role in the Portugal squad had been building for years. At Manchester United in the 2022-23 season, a season that ended with Ronaldo's contract being terminated by mutual consent after a public interview in which he criticized the club and manager Erik ten Hag, Cristiano Ronaldo had scored only 3 Premier League goals. The performance levels at club level that had once made him the most feared striker in world football had declined sharply in the English top flight. His physical pace, always the foundation of his attacking threat, was visibly reduced. At the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, that decline was visible in a Portugal shirt too. Cristiano Ronaldo drew level on 37 years old in Qatar. The performances were limited. The goals were absent. The tournament ended with Portugal eliminated, Ronaldo visibly devastated, and the widespread assumption that the conversation about his international future was effectively over. And then Cristiano Ronaldo kept going. Cristiano Ronaldo signed for Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia in January 2023 and proceeded to score at a rate that defied everything his critics had said. He scored 35 goals in 41 games in his first full Saudi Pro League season. He scored 30 goals in 37 games the following season. The numbers were extraordinary. The debate about whether the Saudi Pro League represents genuine top-level competition was constant and unresolved. But the goals were real, and they gave Roberto Martinez every justification he needed to keep selecting Cristiano Ronaldo for Portugal. Cristiano Ronaldo then produced the performance at UEFA Nations League 2025 that gave Martinez absolute certainty. Portugal won the Nations League tournament. In the semi-final against Germany in Porto, Ronaldo scored. In the final against Spain in Lisbon, Ronaldo scored again. 2 goals in 2 knockout matches at a major UEFA competition. Martinez pointed to those goals as proof that Cristiano Ronaldo could still deliver when it mattered most. He entered the 2026 World Cup as Portugal's undisputed starter and captain. At NRG Stadium in Houston on June 17, 2026, Cristiano Ronaldo had 25 touches and scored 0 goals. The specific detail about Cristiano Ronaldo's performance at NRG Stadium in Houston that Sky Sports highlighted, and that no amount of tactical explanation fully explains away, is not just the low-touch count. It is what those touches revealed. Of Ronaldo's 22 attempted passes, 17 went backwards, not sideways, not square. Backwards. The statistic describes a player spending an entire World Cup match not trying to get into positions to score, but retreating away from them. A player whose instinct, at some level, is no longer to attack space, but to avoid the consequences of failing to reach it. The comparison that Sky Sports published after the DR Congo match at NRG Stadium in Houston is the one that nobody inside Portuguese football can dismiss. Bernardo Silva was the only Portugal starter to touch the ball less than Cristiano Ronaldo against DR Congo at NRG Stadium in Houston. Bernardo Silva had 26 touches. Cristiano Ronaldo had 25. Bernardo Silva was substituted at halftime. Cristiano Ronaldo played the full 90 minutes. That decision by Roberto Martinez to remove the more active player and keep the less active one on the pitch tells a story about how Portugal's team dynamics operate that goes beyond tactics and into something more uncomfortable. Portugal's squad at the 2026 World Cup in the United States, Canada, and Mexico is genuinely extraordinary by any objective measure. Bruno Fernandes operates at the highest level of the Premier League with Manchester United. Bernardo Silva has won multiple Premier League titles and Champions Leagues with Manchester City. Pedro Neto is one of the most exciting wide forwards in the English top flight. Vitinha controls tempo at Paris Saint-Germain. João Neves, just 20 years old, is already being described as the best defensive midfielder in Europe after his move to Barcelona from Benfica. Rafael Leão, when given consistent minutes, is capable of destroying any defense in the world. Portugal's squad is not assembled to support one aging superstar. It is a squad capable of competing with France, Spain, Argentina, and England on equal terms across every area of the pitch, with one significant exception. The problem is the striker position. And the striker position belongs to Cristiano Ronaldo. Portugal's nominal center forward at the 2026 World Cup in the United States is Cristiano Ronaldo. At 41 years old, with 25 touches against DR Congo at NRG Stadium in Houston, with 17 backwards passes, with 0 goals from open play at a major tournament since June 2021, with a goalless run at major international competitions now standing at 10 consecutive matches. Ruben Dias, the Portugal defender and one of Cristiano Ronaldo's closest teammates in the national squad, defended his captain directly after the DR Congo draw at NRG Stadium in Houston. "You cannot judge Cristiano Ronaldo by one game," Dias said. "He has done things in his career that nobody else has done. We believe in him." Portugal believes in Cristiano Ronaldo. Portugal needs to believe in Cristiano Ronaldo, because without him at his best, the question is not whether Portugal can win the 2026 World Cup. The question is whether Portugal can survive the group stage at all. Portugal face Uzbekistan today, June 23rd, 2026 at NRG Stadium in Houston, the same venue where the DR Congo draw unfolded 6 days ago. Uzbekistan are ranked 74th in the world. They are making their debut at a FIFA World Cup, one of 4 first-time nations at this tournament. They are, on paper, the most straightforward opponent Portugal will face in the entire 2026 World Cup. A Portugal victory today keeps them in control of their group stage qualification destiny. Any other result, and specifically any result in which Cristiano Ronaldo fails to score, and the pressure on Roberto Martinez will become overwhelming. The mathematics of Portugal's group stage situation at the 2026 World Cup make the stakes of the Uzbekistan match at NRG Stadium in Houston today, June 23rd, absolutely clear. Portugal have 1 point from 1 match. Uzbekistan have 0 points from 1 match. The entire tournament is, for Portugal, balanced on what happens in the next 90 minutes at NRG Stadium in Houston. The question that Roberto Martinez will face in his press conference after the Uzbekistan match at NRG Stadium in Houston today will be the same question he has been asked since June 17th, and the same question Fernando Santos was asked in Qatar 4 years ago. Is Cristiano Ronaldo still the right man to lead Portugal's attack at a World Cup? If Cristiano Ronaldo does not score against Uzbekistan at NRG Stadium in Houston on June 23rd, 2026, his 11th consecutive match at a major tournament without a goal, that question will no longer be avoidable. Not for Roberto Martinez. Not for the Portugal Football Federation. Not for Cristiano Ronaldo himself. In Qatar 4 years ago, Fernando Santos eventually answered that question with action, removing Ronaldo from the starting lineup for the knockout matches. In 2026 in Houston, Roberto Martinez has so far refused to ask the question at all. Today at NRG Stadium in Houston, Uzbekistan will provide the answer, whether Roberto Martinez wants it or not. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should Roberto Martinez drop Ronaldo from the starting lineup? And can Portugal go deep at this World Cup with Cristiano Ronaldo leading the attack? I want to hear both sides.